This is MUAY Thai. Today we're going to talk about drilling the fade out and the high kick. So I'm here with Alec at Michigan Kickboxing Academy, and I want to talk a little bit about how to progress drilling the fade out on the high kick. First of all, why do you want to fade out on the high kick? It's so you can stay in range for a counterattack. Two major ways of doing it: keeping your hands up and bringing them to your face as you take a mini step back with your rear foot and just leaning back. Another way that you'll see is people will throw the left hand down as a counterweight to get the head back faster. I've come to like this more, and the key for me is keeping the shoulder up, and as soon as you finish the swing, to bring the elbow at least back from straight so that you don't eat the kick to the body in case you read it wrong. So from here, and then that way you're also primed with your hips wound up to deliver the right cross, which is typically what we'll come back with after fading out from the high kick. So the first drill is to do it without any counterattack, without any preamble. So I'm just going to throw high line kick, and Alec's going to do the fade out of his choice. Next, I'm going to integrate low or high line. So Alec is going to, for the sake of this drill, just step back with his lead leg when he reads the low line and do the fade out for the high line. And then I'm going to do mid-line, high line, and forget about the low line because this is a little harder to read the difference. So he's just going to block that for now to keep things simple. You can do the mid-line fade out. I feel like with this drill you might want to take an easy defense for the mid-line so you can isolate the high line. And of course, if you miss it, worst case, at least get your hands up. And then of course the last aspect is to do all three lines. Following that, we're going to follow up with the right cross. So on the low line, he's going to step back and then come in with the right cross. Midline, block, right cross. High line, for sport, I'm going to turn all the way around after my kick, and he's going to practice his timing to hit that cross as soon as I'm turning forwards. So he's going to know I'm going to be holding this for the cross. And ideally, as soon as he comes into my field of vision, I should see a punch right over here. Good. So last stage, I'm going to preamble that with a jab, and then Alec gets used to defending two attacks. Good. Guys, this is something that I want to present because I myself am trying to figure out how to train this more effectively. So if you have tips or information on how to do this drill better, how to differentiate between the different lines of attack, please comment, write in, make your own video, and I'll link to it. A lot of this channel is of course presenting my experience and what I know, but a lot of the joy comes from me learning stuff, from Alex showing me some trick that I haven't seen before, from working with anyone else I work with and getting new information, and that includes you, the audience. One reason the sway back and the high line is difficult is because recognizing which line the kick comes at can happen rather late. I'll illustrate. Here's midline. High line. High line to low line. Neck kick. How soon could you tell which one is which? And you have the wherewithal to recognize it and pick which line you're going to escape on. Personally, I find that very challenging, but it's very rewarding because you get that sweet counterattack. One reason I don't use this a lot, besides not being very good at it, is I'm always threatened by reading it wrong and the line switching. So if Alec reads the high line kick and does the fade out, great. If he reads it wrong, he just eats the body kick. If he reads it wrong, he just eats the leg kick. I'm not a big fan of that given that I have range anyway, so I have other options, but for someone like Alec who might want to come in and keep that close distance, this is really a skill worth building. Oh, and by the way, if I hit that low line kick and Alec has been trained to come back with the right cross, that cross is coming anyway. So me as the kicker, even if I see the habit and I start baiting him, right? I say, oh, he likes to fade, so I'm going to fake him out. I still have to be prepared for the fact that he is coming back, because that's not a knockout shot most of the time. So this is MUAY THAI at Michigan Kickboxing Academy. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Keep your chin down, elevate your striking.